Excuse me, sir. You there? Would you like to game? Then game we shall.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Mikey Meds, and I had a request for someone asking about the Helltrapper fire build. So I'm here with Hyperion today, and he's going to be going over that build with me and explaining it to the best of our ability. He plays with the Demon Hunter a lot more than I do, so I'm going to let him kind of explain everything. So go ahead, Mr. Alex.
Hey everybody. Okay, so first off, just a brief introduction for it. This Helltrapper fire build is pretty much only a group play build. You're not going to ever want to use it for solo. Doesn't really have much survivability or slow, so you've got to make sure you're in a party for it. Anyways, the main difference between this over any other Demon Hunter build or fire build is the items, the Helltrapper, the Steady Striker Bracers, or you can also use Lacuni Prowlers. And then opposed to other Helltrapper builds, you're going to stick with the Bombardier Rucksack. So basically what you're going to do is this with the Helltrapper, because that secondary percent chance to summon a Spike Trap, Caltrops, or Sentry, with this build you're going to be able to actually have 7 sentries active at all time, which is going to give you a massive DPS boost over the typical fire sentry build. So the main difference with this build is in order to get that Helltrapper to actually proc a sentry and drop a sentry, you're going to have to be firing yourself, which means that for this build to work properly, you're going to have a hatred generator. So if you look down here at my skills, I'm not using any vault or smoke screen or anything, but instead I'm using the entangling shot with Justice is Served. One is because it generates a lot of hatred, 6 hatred, and 2, it'll also slow, which procs the Bane of the Trapped and the Claw of the Weak passive. So basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be laying your sentries like the typical fire build, but at the same time you're going to be shooting your elemental arrow to help proc those sentries on hit, and then you're just going to shoot your entangling shot to get your hatred back up. And with that, you're going to be able to get your 7 sentries out faster. That's pretty much the main difference over the typical fire build in terms of the skills. You're going to want to use the same passives that you usually would use for that as well.
Yeah, and actually I wanted to point out on his Hellfire Amulet, he has custom engineering. And there's actually a bug that occurs whenever you view someone's profile. I know it says he's using custom engineering in that slot, but he's actually not. He's using awareness. So he's running steady aim, cold a weak, awareness with ballistics, as well as getting the 5th passive, which is custom engineering.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good thing to point out. I've got the custom engineering on my Hellfire Amulet, and that's one of the passives you're always going to want to run with. So if you don't have Hellfire Amulet, the passives you're going to want are usually ballistics, Claw of the Weak, custom engineering, and awareness. But because of the custom engineering on my Hellfire Amulet, it lets me run with steady aim.
Yeah, or steady aim as well, I believe would be good.
Yes, yeah, steady aim is also good.
Pretty much any of your core passives you would use on a normal basis.
Yeah.
So he was talking about 7 sentries, and what happens is the Helltrapper has a chance to spawn a sentry, and what happens is the Helltrapper actually allows you to have 2 more additional sentries than normal. So that's how you get up to your 7. With this build, he's using the one-hander, and you can see he has attack speed on a lot of his gear. And the reason that is because you want to hit your 4.154 breakpoint, and that allows you to do max damage with the one-hander, which is pretty much the most damage you can do with the one-hander in the game. So that's the importance of running a Witch Doctor, is you get the Big Bad Voodoo 20% attack speed. Otherwise, if he were soloing, he would have to use the Gogok of Swiftness in order to hit that breakpoint. So.
Yeah, which is that was another thing that I need to note is with this build you're never going to actually want to run the Gogok of Swiftness, because like I mentioned, it's the group play build solely. But yeah, if without the Big Bad Voodoo or the Gogok of Swiftness, I won't make the last breakpoint. Right. So it's with this build, it's absolutely mandatory when I'm playing that I stand in the Big Bad Voodoo at all times, or my damage just is really, really bad then.
Yep. Something else to take note of, guys, is since it is a group play build, if you notice his witching hour has no vitality or percent life, and it doesn't really matter because as long as your Witch Doctor is doing what he's supposed to be doing, everything's going to be locked. And in a higher greater rifts, one shot's a one shot, so it really doesn't matter what your toughness is. Something else to point out that people may ask about is on his ring, the Stone of Jordan here, he's not using Bane of the Powerful. And the reason that is because Zay Stone of Vengeance applies a consistent damage at all times, doesn't require a proc, and you don't lose it if you die. So that's more upkeep and more consistent damage through that. So it's a pretty good choice there. And if you notice on his rucksack, he's actually got the 8% cooldown reduction instead of vitality or percent life. And honestly, this is about as good as it gets when it comes to rucksack. Being able to pump out your sentries even faster is in turn going to boost your overall DPS and apply damage much quicker, and you're not going to see those numbers in your C DPS, so that's stuff you guys want to keep in mind when running a build like this. So, as always guys, I appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. Thank you to Hyperion for coming along with me and explaining this. I appreciate it, Alex.
Yep, anytime.
So anyways guys, if you have any questions, please leave them below. And if you guys liked, please comment, subscribe. And if you haven't checked out Hyperion's channel, please do. He's a good player. He's got a lot of good information as well. As always, guys, appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.